We are joined by Senator Roger Wicker, the senator from the great state of Mississippi. And, sir, thank you for joining us today.
Well, I'm glad to be with you, Steve.
Well, we have so much to talk about in your role as the Deputy Whip, serving on the Armed Services, the Budget Committee, and et cetera, right down the list. But let's start with Benghazi and the testimony today. And so many accusations from these brave whistleblowers, ranging in scope from, the military was told to stand down, security was denied, right on down the list. If these accusations prove to be true, what do you expect to happen? John Bolton said this could bring down the administration. I don't know if you agree with that or not. There have been other comments made by Dick Cheney and others. What's your take on these accusations? And again, if they prove to be true, what should happen here?
Okay, well, let's take that John Bolton suggestion. I think much of it depends on how the media actually treats this. I think if this were a Republican administration, Ambassador Bolton might very well be correct. If the media ho-hums it and it's only talk radio and our allies in the cable business, I think they can probably survive this. But the Secretary of State on her way out the door said, "What difference does this make?" And boy, I surely wish someone had challenged her on that at that point, and perhaps they tried to, but I think it makes a lot of difference if the administration falsifies talking points to try to win an election, changes those talking points and actually gets the wrong information out there to the American people, particularly if action could have been taken, as we now believe it could have, to at least scramble some planes, try to scatter those crowds and protect American lives. And it's just a matter of lessons learned. And I think it actually surprises me that it's been since September 11, 2012, and these people are only coming forward at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and many of them are afraid. We hear reports that there are many more who want to come forward, and they're afraid. You talk about what we learned, and Dick Cheney just said yesterday that he cannot understand why this administration wasn't ready to handle something like happened in Benghazi. He said they should have been ready before anything ever happened. And you got to figure that's absolutely true. This is one of the most dangerous places in the world, and we had depending on which reports you believe, very little security, or we put security in the hands of a group that had sympathies for Al-Qaeda.
We had very little security at a time when a career diplomat who should have known what he was talking about asked for more security, said that he felt they needed it. So, it may be that Senator Graham is right, that the dam is about to break on this. We'll see, but I think if this had happened during an election time with a George W. Bush running for re-election, I think it would have brought down the campaign.
I could not agree with you.
Media, Candy Crowley, just egregious interjection of her personal opinion into a debate, and frankly, the lack of aggressiveness of Governor Romney in really taking that to the president during that debate may have turned the election. But going forward, our men and women everywhere, our diplomats and our men and women in harm's way, need some sort of assurance that we've learned our lessons, and going forward, this is not likely to happen again. I don't know that we can make that assurance. I have a son in the military right now, and frankly, I'm not comfortable with him signing on for a career with the current leadership that I see and the current shortages and problems that our men and women in the military are having to face at this point.
Well, and we're talking to Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi here on the Steve Malzberg Show, the Deputy Whip, and serves on the Armed Services Committee, Budget Committee, among others. And I just want to let you, tell you what the mother, Pat Smith, the mother of Sean Smith, who was slain in Benghazi, said to Jake Tapper yesterday on CNN. She said she's getting no answer. She's gotten no phone calls. She can't reach anybody. And she says she blames Hillary. So you talk just now as a father, and she talks as a grieving mother.
Yes, but the good news for this grieving mom, and my heart goes out to her, is that it may be that the information is about to come forward and come forward with a vengeance.
Okay, and again, I think you hit it right on the head, sir, when you talk about the media. The beginning of the hearings, although I will say they did dump out after the opening remarks by the chairman, Issa, but in the beginning, CNN and MSNBC, they were all covering the Amanda Berry. She was supposed to make a statement, so they were involved in that frenzy, and they did get into the hearings a little late. So you're absolutely right. They predetermined, I think, that this is a witch hunt, and they're not going to contribute in any way, shape, or form to hold this administration accountable.
Yeah, to a very large extent, they determine what the news is, and it's very unfortunate. At least we have a lot of options now in terms of what the American people can click onto and tune into.
Well, let me quickly go to the economy, sir. And of course, we had the jobs numbers a week ago, and 100 and I forget 40, 60 jobs, 1,000 jobs created. The unemployment number keeps going down, but we have more and more people on disability, more and more people on food stamps, more and more people leaving the workforce. I mean, I don't have to tell you that the numbers are misleading when it comes to the unemployment rate going down. We got sequestration that we're in the midst of. We have still a budget and debt crisis looming. We have Obamacare, which everybody, including Max Baucus and Harry Reid, said could be a train wreck, staring us in the face. Small businesses are not hiring. They're sticking around that 50 employee mark or getting below it, so they won't have to be under the Obamacare mandate. This economy is sick.
Well, the other thing when you listed the list of what we had more and more of, you didn't mention more and more part-time workers.
Yep.
And we're going to see that, and that is really going to take its toll on the American economy, and we can put that right squarely into the lap of President Obama and his Obamacare crowning jewel of his first term. And who wouldn't have expected this? If there's a certain number of hours as a threshold, people are going to try to find a way to get around this so they can continue to stay in business. So last month, we had 278,000 more part-time workers. Well, those are folks that would really prefer to be working full-time. And it's absolutely true. Max Baucus can speak from the heart because he's not running for re-election. He says it's going to be a train wreck.
Yep.
Jay Rockefeller is not running for re-election. He says just beyond comprehension. But I have to appreciate people like Ron Wyden and Jeanne Shaheen for their honesty. I wish they hadn't voted for the bill. But basically, Ron Wyden says if insurance premiums shoot up like I expect them to, it's going to wash over the United States Senate in a hurry. And Jeanne Shaheen said small businesses in New Hampshire have no idea where to turn. So this is not a matter of the law being implemented poorly. This is a law that cannot be saved.
A poor law.
It's a law that cannot be implemented in any way that will make it work. And
sir,
I only hope
back,
that these calls about bipartisanship. We need to save this economy. We need to save this generation from the train wreck that is coming, and it won't be one that lasts a month or two.
Well, maybe
it's going to be a long-term disaster for sick people and for people that want to earn a living. and for people that are trying to grow the economy.
Well, maybe, sir, we take back the Senate and then pass it in both branches and let the president veto it, and he'll be responsible. And then we'll get a Republican in the White House and do away with it. Listen, I thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll come back.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Roger Wicker, ladies and gentlemen, senator from the great state of Mississippi.